question.
Ian McElvey.
Have you got an update on the score?
36 for nothing, Mr Speaker.
Thank you, mate.
Tell you that for nothing.
Mr Speaker.
Stuart Smith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, the New Zealand Horticultural Export Authority Amendment Bill is updating legislation, and has already been said, which is quite timely and necessary. But what this bill is about, in essence, and Horticultural Export Authority is about marketing, but it's not necessarily about marketing in the sense that people think. While consumer preferences are very important, you can't get to the consumer if you don't get through the gatekeeper. And having scale is one way we can get through the gatekeeper. And if we look at the Australian market, for example, which is very similar to our own market here, where we have 2 supermarkets that control most of the market, really, in Australia, and pretty similar here in New Zealand. Although it is changing in Australia, I suspect the market isn't large enough for it to change here, with Costco, etc., and Aldi in Australia. We don't have those 2 entities operating in New Zealand. But it is what it is, and to get past those gatekeepers, you require scale. While a farmer's market works really well, and it's great to be able to talk to the person who grew the products that you're purchasing, that's not possible in a supermarket in any way at all. And to get through those gatekeepers, you need to have security of supply, and you need to have uniform product, and all of the things that this bill allows a group of exporters to get together and provide. And the only way to get past those, to get to those consumers, is to get through those gatekeepers in that way. And I think it's too often forgotten that we can grow fantastic produce in New Zealand, and we do, but the big missing part of the puzzle is how we get it and market it into the market, into the consumer. And it is where all the profit is made, and it's also the hardest nut to crack. And you can invest probably almost as much money in that section of the industry as you do in things like land and equipment and machinery to process and grade all of the fruit or whatever, export fruit or vegetables, whatever it is that you're exporting. So that is a really important point that I think is why this bill is so valuable. I think the tiers of licences also make a lot of sense, and they allow people to enter the market in different grades and times, which suits their particular industry. And I like, as the Minister said, the orchard to the plate. It is absolutely a good term, and it's the way we should think about things in our industries in New Zealand anyway, because we can't extract the maximum return without that. So, Mr Speaker, this is a valuable piece of legislation. It's timely, and it will be welcomed by the industry, and I believe it will be welcomed by the consumers all around the world who will get to sample New Zealand's best horticultural products marketed in a uniform and sensible way, and I commend it to the House.